everyone, this is Amanda at Amanda's Booktopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today is the start of a new vlog where all I read is fantasy romance. So I have two for sure on my TBR that I need to get to, and I'm throwing in an extra, just because. Because it's not complete without at least 3 books, right? I think so. So this was on my TBR, and I figured I'd throw this in here for fantasy romance. This is Heartless Hunter from the Crimson Moth series by Kristen Ciccarelli. And this is the first book in the series. I don't know much. All I know is that it's very, very similar to, I think it was Serpent and Dove? Yes, Serpent and Dove. Pretty sure. Yeah, because I heard this is very witchy. And I love witches in books, and it sounds right up my alley. Plus, it works, when I did my game, it was supposed to be for a color in the title, and Crimson Moth, crimson is definitely a color. So, I'm very excited to jump into this book, so I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I will come back with an update when I am ready to give one. So, I made really good progress in Heartless Hunter last night. I am now on to chapter 28, page 193, and I am really enjoying this story. I really like Rune and what she's trying to do. And Gideon, I could definitely see why he is the way he is, and why he's trying to take down the Crimson Moth. I wish he wasn't so focused on it, because I'm rooting for Rune. I really like Rune. I want her to like focus, to really do what she's trying to do. I hope she gets her goal accomplished, because I'm rooting for her all the way through. And I also love her friends. I love Alex. And I love that Alex is trying to do the right thing here. And that his brother doesn't even know, which I think is hilarious. But I'm really enjoying my time with this, and I can't wait to see where the story goes. Let's see. I think I could get some reading done today. It's a good amount. I should. I mean, it's pretty... The words in this book are pretty big, if you could tell. So there's not... It shouldn't be too hard to get through this, I think. There's only like a little bit over 400 pages in this. I think I could get this done in no time. We are planning on going to go get a drink from Starbucks today. It is Double Star weekend. So, and I need to get some stuff at the store. So at some point this afternoon I'm doing that. Then if I don't finish it before then, I would definitely finish this after that, because I need some stuff from the store. So at some point, I will come back with an update on the rest of the book. I absolutely really enjoying this, so I cannot wait to continue. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more reading done before I leave, and then whatever I don't finish, I will finish later, and then I'll update you all when I get a chance. Hey guys, it is now 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, and I just finished Heartless Hunter, and wow, what a ride this was. Like, every single minute, I was so invested in this story. I could not get enough. I kept going from page to page, eagerly awaiting what was to come. And each step of the way, I was so there for it. Everything. Rune, Gideon, Alex, everything. I was obsessed. I needed to know everything. And I just finished it, and I absolutely loved it. The way that it ended, I'm like, wow, what an impact. I need the next book. I mean, I don't know when book 2 is going to come out, but this was fabulous. Like, it was true enemies to lovers. Like, definitely, for sure, between Gideon and Rune. And how everything came out to play in the end, I did not see coming. Well, I saw maybe a tiny part coming. Like, no ending is absolutely perfect, right? So I knew that this wouldn't be a perfect ending. I knew something was going to happen. And something did happen. But this is a spoiler-free vlog, so I'm not going to tell you what happened. However, it was intense. And like, wow. I can't believe that happened. And I cannot wait for the second book to come out. Like, I need the second book, like, now. It was so good. This is most definitely going to be a 5-star book for me. I could not get enough. I was obsessed with the characters, obsessed with their motivations, and I needed to know everything. I cannot, like, I don't know when the next book's coming, but as soon as I know, it's going to be pre-ordered for certain, because I need to know what's going to happen. Well, unless it comes to Book of the Month, because this is a Book of the Month copy of the first one. So if it comes to Book of the Month, heck yeah, I'm getting it. I need to know more. I need to see more with these characters, and it was just incredible. I could not get enough. So now I'm going to get the next book. So give me just 1 minute and I will let you know what the second book's going to be. Alright, so the next book in this vlog is going to be Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. This is the second book in the duology with One Dark Window. And I read One Dark Window last year, and it was a 5-star for me. It was one of my favorites of last year. And I have not yet read the second one, and this one has been out for a while now. And I need to finish this duology. And I've been meaning to get to this book, and I have not yet. So I figured now will be the perfect time for this book, because I really want to finish this and see what happens with these characters. Because I absolutely loved One Dark Window, and I cannot wait to dive into this one. So I'm going to get started on Two Twisted Crowns. It is now Monday, about almost 10 after 3, and I realized I didn't do an update yesterday. I read some, like a good amount, but a lot of the times I was focused on watching BookTube and watching Below Deck. And I got pretty much absorbed into that. But I did do some reading on Two Twisted Crowns. I am currently about to start chapter 30, which is page 225. I am liking the story so far, but I don't know, it's because I just came off of Heartless Hunter with a 5-star, but it's not hitting me as well. Like, it's not, like, in my feels, so to speak. I'm not loving it nearly as much as I did One Dark Window. I mean, I am liking it. The story is very interesting. Maybe it's because, you know, because they're on this journey to get where they need to go, to find, you know, the Twin Elders card. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with, like, the slowness of that, or if it's just me coming off of a high, or what it is, but I'm just not, like, loving it. And I was really hoping I would, because One Dark Window was an absolute favorite of last year. And I loved it so much. And I love the magic system in these books, because they use, like, these cards for their magic. They tap it 3 times in order to use the magic. And I think that's fascinating, because I have not seen any other fantasy romance story that uses that device just to use magic. And I think it's so cool the way they do that. And I am liking the story, so it's not like I'm not liking it at all. It's just a little bit slower. Like, I know we're trying to, like, get to know some of the characters a little bit and their intentions, but there's also a lot of POV changes in this. We're going back and forth between Raven and Elm and Elspeth a little bit. Like, we're kind of in Elspeth's head when we're in her POV, which is kind of interesting. I think I like her POV the most so far. And I'm not loving Raven in this book as much, which is very sad, because I absolutely loved Raven in the first one. One Dark Window was an absolute hit. This just isn't hitting the right way for me, which is sad. Yeah. And that's why I put this book down so much yesterday, because I wanted to watch BookTube and Below Deck. And because I got absorbed in that and I didn't want to read as much, which is sad because I was highly anticipating reading this book and I really wanted this to be a great story, and I'm not feeling it, which is sad. But I still do want to finish this though, so I'm gonna keep going and see if maybe the story picks up a little bit, because I do love being in Elspeth's head. It's very fascinating the way like we're trying to figure out like what's going on with her. So I am going to attempt to continue to read this book. Hopefully it gets better. I am so hoping that things turn around from here, because there are some things that I really liked in Elm's POV. So maybe I will like that more as the story goes on, and I'm hoping things will turn for the better, because I'm not loving it. And I was so sad because when I picked this up, I really wanted to love it. Like, excellent series, excellent duology, everyone should read it kind of thing. And because I've been recommending One Dark Window to everybody who will listen. Literally everybody who will listen, because it was so good. And is it the same? Which is sad, which I've said multiple times, I know. But I'm gonna keep reading, and hopefully things will change. So I'm gonna attempt to go back to reading Two Twisted Crowns, and I'll give you guys an update later on. It's been a few days since I last updated you. It is now Thursday at 3:45 in the afternoon. I've been kind of feeling a little bit under the weather, and I've also been feeling kind of slumpy because Two Twisted Crowns, I was having a hard time getting through. It was a little slow and not quite what I expected, but I picked it back up today and I was able to finally finish it out. I skipped a little bit through the slow parts and tried to like skip past that and go into the dialogue, and hopefully, you know, I was hoping the ending would be better, and luckily it came true. The ending was so much better than how the middle was. The middle just felt like it was dragging, and it took me a while to get through. So I was glad to finally get to the end on this one. And I really enjoyed the ending. The ending was so much better than the rest of the book, because it started out promising and then it just lagged for a while. So I'm glad I was able to finish this out. So for a rating on this, because of how long it took me to get through, and because it felt like a chore at times to want to pick up, I'm going to give it a 3-star, because it took so long for me to like most of this. Like, there were parts that just were dragging and it took forever. And I'm like, can we just get on with it? Finally, once I got to the end, things started happening, and I'm like, okay, I'm going with this. So the ending was good. I really liked how it all wrapped up. It ended very nicely, and stuff happened I was not quite expecting. So because of the enjoyment of the end is why I'm giving it 3 stars. So I'm glad I finally finished this duology. It was a time. Honestly, I wish it was better. Like the first one of this is my favorite of the duology. One Dark Window was a 5-star for me, and I absolutely love the first one. I'm just sad this didn't quite measure up to the first for me, because the first was outstanding. This just was a 3-star, and I'm like, that's sad. But luckily, we are moving on to the next book, and this will be the last book of this vlog. So I am now picking up The Serpent and the Wings of Night. This is my Patreon buddy read with Ashlyn from Ashlyn Kaylee, and I am super excited to read this one because I've heard nothing but excellent things about the series. And this copy that I have is actually an indie copy. It's not even a traditionally published copy. I think I probably got one of the last indie copies before they decided to take the indie copies away. because it was not long after I got this that they took the indie copies down. So if I enjoy this, I'm probably gonna have to buy a traditional copy, because I don't want all my copies, if I like this first one and I want to get the rest of the series, I don't want them all to be different sizes. And I'm pretty sure this is not quite the same size as the others for the indie copy. So if I love this, I'm gonna have to get different copies. But I am excited to dive into this one because I've heard nothing but amazing things. And it's about vampires, and there's houses, and I think there's trials of some kind. But and trials is definitely a buzzword for me. So I am very, very excited to jump on in. So I'm going to do that now. It has been a few days since I last did an update. Today is Saturday, 10:30 in the morning. I did do some reading on The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I am now about to start chapter 22, and I am definitely enjoying this one so far. This world is very interesting, and I really like the characters. I really like Araya. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's very strong for a human, and I'm surprised at how well she's fighting. I mean, with a vampire for a dad, that's gotta be interesting. And, you know, he teaches her a lot of things. So that's kind of cool. And I like the setup of the world and the trials that they're going through to get to, like, the winner. And I like the setup of the book because each, like, part of the book so far is based off the different trials, like the Half Moon trial and that kind of thing. So that's kind of cool. And I'm really liking what's going on so far. And I haven't gotten super far into it. I mean, I'm only up to chapter 22 right now. So I still got a ways to go and finish this book. So hopefully I could get some more reading done today. I haven't done much reading the past couple days. I have done a little bit, but not a lot. I haven't been as much in the reading mood, which is not good. I do not want to get burned out, especially with readathons that I'm participating in coming up. So let's hope I don't get burned out. And because I really want to read this book. I'm really liking it, and I want to see where it goes. Because I've heard nothing but amazing things about this series. It is now Sunday, and it's already after 9 p.m. at night, and I just finished The Serpent and the Wings of Night. This was an intense read. These trials are nothing to be, like, joking over. These are some heavy stuff in here with all the, like, you know, going back and forth with the different characters, the vampires going at each other, and Araya, I think is how you pronounce it, or is it Araya? Either way, she is a fascinating character, and her character development, I really enjoyed that. And the back and forth with her and Rain was definitely bantering, and everything in between. It was like an incredible ride. Like when I got to the end and the big reveals were done, I'm like, what? This, like, where did this come in? And I'm like, and then as he was, you know, as the reveals and the details were coming in, I'm like, how did I not pick up on that? Like, I'm like, dang, that was one heck of a reveal. It was intense, and like, how did I not see that coming? I should have, and I didn't. But that's the fun part about reading, is that you never know what's gonna come your way. And this was a fabulous read. I enjoyed every minute of it. I was thinking it was going to be a 4-star book until I got to the end. And then the end immediately changed my mind. I'm like, this has to be 5 stars. I need to get the next book. Actually, there's a novella called 6 Scorched Roses. And then there's the second book, The Star-Cursed King. Something like that. But I am going to Barnes & Noble on Tuesday, so I may pick up the second book while I'm there. As long as it's a reasonable price, because I don't want to spend too much money. But we'll see. I have rewards. I may use them. Because I need to know what's going to happen in this series. I need more. I need more of these characters. I want to know what's going to happen. It was fabulous. I loved every minute. 5 stars. I can't wait to read the next book. And I also heard there's a 3rd book coming later this year. So if I love the 2nd one just as much, most definitely I am getting the 3rd book. So I'm excited for that. And that is the end of this fantasy romance vlog. I hope you enjoyed this vlog as much as I did. If you did, give me a huge thumbs up. If you want to see more bookish content from me, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. And I'll see you all next time.